The deepest betrayals often come not from enemies, but from those who call themselves friends. You know the type smiling to your face while quietly undermining your confidence behind your back. They feign care, but their actions drain your energy, dim your light, and keep you small. We call them frenemies. If you're not vigilant, these frenemies can erode your peace for years, leaving you questioning your own instincts. Today, I'm sharing 5 clear signs you're dealing with a frenemy and why cutting ties isn't just an option, it's an act of self-preservation. This isn't guesswork or internet advice. It's rooted in real patterns psychologists see in toxic relationships. This is rooted in real patterns psychologists observe in toxic relationships. If you've ever felt uneasy after talking to someone who claims to be your friend, this video is for you. Your inner peace is priceless. Your maturity, calm, and stoic strength deserve protection. Grab a drink, settle in, and let's face the truth together. If this resonates, hit like, subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment about your own experience with a frenemy. Let's unmask the fakes and build the strong, peaceful relationships you deserve. First, understanding the frenemy. Here's a hard truth. Some of the cruelest betrayals don't come from those who hate you, but from those who claim to be your allies. They don't show their hostility openly. It's hidden behind smiles, concern, and polished facades. You think they're in your corner. A true friend doesn't play games with your confidence. A frenemy, though, wages a subtle war, chipping away at your self-assurance over time. You start doubting your every move, wondering if you're too sensitive or imagining things. You're not wrong. This is how they operate, undermining you when you need support most. They're masters of disguise, reading the room and shifting their behavior. Alone, they cheer your ideas and praise your creativity. But in a crowd, their support vanishes, replaced by sly remarks that make you feel foolish or unprepared. You might share a private idea and hear, "That's brilliant," yet in front of others, they say, "It's an option," but probably not practical, planting doubt without taking clear responsibility. This two-faced act isn't random. It's a calculated move to keep you off balance. The more you doubt yourself, the less you question them. It's dangerous because each small jab seems minor. A careless comment here, a half-hearted compliment there. When you confront them, they play innocent, "I didn't mean it that way," or "You're misreading me." This is emotional manipulation, designed to make you question your own perception. Psychologists call it covert abuse, wrapping you in a fog of confusion and self-doubt. Picture this. You're working on a community project, pouring hours into planning, rallying volunteers, securing funds. In private, your so-called friend praises your leadership, says they admire your drive. But in the boardroom, they point out flaws you never discussed, painting your work as rushed or naive. You leave that meeting feeling diminished, embarrassed, and worst of all, betrayed. This is a hallmark of a frenemy. Their aim isn't to help you grow, but to hold you back just enough to ensure you never outshine them. Their approval is conditional, their criticism strategic. They thrive on a power imbalance, wanting you to lean on them for validation. Let's be honest, this isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. Over time, you stop trusting your own judgment and hand your confidence to the least deserving person. A Stoic would see this clearly. Epictetus warned, "If someone provokes you, know your mind is complicit in that provocation. You're not to blame for their cruelty, but you control your response. Recognizing their game is your first step to freedom. You don't need to win their way, just see through them. Refuse to get entangled in their web." The Stoic path is about clarity and emotional distance, not cutting off care for others, but refusing to let them define your worth. When you see someone acting one way in private and another in public, don't make excuses for them. Accept what they show you. Don't try to fix them. Set boundaries. Share less with them. Spend less time together. In some cases, cut contact entirely. This isn't cruelty, it's self-respect. True friends don't belittle you or sow doubt for their own gain. Real friends are consistent. Whether you're alone or in a crowd, they cheer your success. Even if it doesn't benefit them, facing the truth that someone you trusted works against you is tough. Grieving a flawed relationship clears the way for authentic, respectful connections. You can't control someone's choice to manipulate, but you can refuse to play their game. Cultivate your own strength. Sharpen your clarity. And don't let their duplicity shake you. This is where Stoic wisdom shines, focusing on what you control, your integrity and peace. Stoicism doesn't promise you'll avoid pain or betrayal, but it equips you to rise above without crumbling. It reminds you, your worth is yours to guard. Spotting these signs early is key. The sooner you see the deceit, the faster you reclaim your peace. If these insights hit home, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I want to hear from you. As we move to the next section, competitive sabotage, we'll explore how these people not only undermine your confidence, but actively work to block your success while pretending to support you. This next sign reveals how far a frenemy will go to keep you from surpassing them, and how a Stoic mindset can anchor you against their hidden hostility. Second, competitive sabotage. Let's talk about one of the most insidious signs of a frenemy: sabotage, disguised as competition. This isn't the healthy rivalry that sharpens you. True competition lifts both sides, where you root for your friends' wins as they cheer yours. But a frenemy sees your success as their loss, a threat to their ego. They don't compete to grow, they sabotage to keep you down. Their sabotage is rarely blatant. It's not insults or open attacks, but subtle, cloaked in concern or advice. They chip away at your confidence under the guise of helping. Imagine you're eyeing a big promotion, the result of years of grit and discipline. You share your excitement with a trusted friend, nervous but ready. Instead of encouragement, they nod solemnly, warning about office politics or suggesting you're not seasoned enough yet. By the end, you're second-guessing whether to even try. You might think they're being honest, realistic, even, but look closer. Their words don't clarify. They cloud. This isn't care, it's sabotage. Plain and simple. Their goal is to make you hesitate, to keep you from outpacing them, sparing them the pain of their own insecurities. This sabotage extends beyond words into shared efforts. Picture a joint community project where you've split tasks. They show up late, unprepared, or leave you to clean up their mess. You look incompetent by association while they skate by. Or they promise feedback on your big presentation, only to throw last-minute chaos your way. Even worse is how they handle your victories. When you land that promotion or earn an award, they can't muster a genuine well done. Instead, they downplay it, hinting the role isn't that prestigious or implying you had an unfair edge. They always position themselves just above you. These moments sting not just for their words, but because of who they come from. You trusted them, expected their support. The betrayal cuts deep, and it's hard to prove. Each comment or incident can be excused, making you feel paranoid if you push back. That's why so many stay trapped in these toxic ties, doubting themselves for years. Stoics teach us to see these tactics for what they are, external threats to your inner peace, not unbeatable foes. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the key to overcoming competitive sabotage. You can't control their envy or need to undermine you, but you command your response. First, recognize the pattern. Don't dismiss that gut feeling when someone repeatedly dampens your drive or plants doubt just as you're ready to leap. Your instincts aren't paranoia, they're warnings. Once you see it, stop playing their game. Guard your plans and goals. Don't hand them ammunition. Second, don't let their words steer your choices. You owe no one your ambition. If you want that promotion, apply. If your idea's ready, act. Weigh feedback objectively. But don't let their realism hold you back when it's just their fear talking. Finally, protect your peace by setting firm boundaries. This doesn't always mean cutting them off. It means redefining the relationship. If someone can't celebrate your wins, they don't deserve a front row seat to your dreams or plans. Here's the hard truth. A frenemy doesn't weaken you because you're unworthy, but because your potential threatens their insecurities. Their actions reflect their fears, not your value. When you stop shrinking to ease their discomfort, you reclaim your strength. True friends compete in ways that lift you up. They fight alongside you, not against you. They want your victory because they're secure enough to know it doesn't diminish them. As we move to the next section, we'll see how frenemies don't just undermine your success, they weaponize their support. Conditional support is the next sign. Their favors come with strings, draining your emotional energy and binding you to obligation. This isn't friendship, it's control. Have you faced this kind of subtle sabotage? Share your story in the comments so we can break these toxic patterns together. Third, conditional support. Real friendship is built on trust and unwavering backing, not scorekeeping or convenience. But frenemies operate by a different code. Their support is never free. It's a transaction, a tool to keep you indebted and off balance. This isn't camaraderie. It's manipulation dressed as loyalty. Their help comes with a ledger, tracking every favor, every listening ear, waiting for the moment to cash in. You start feeling like you owe them, even when their support was never truly for you. Consider a man I worked with, John. He and his friend Mark seemed inseparable. Trips, dinners, deep talks. But John noticed a pattern when he hit rock bottom: job loss, family grief. Mark vanished. Calls went unanswered, texts ignored. Yet when John landed a new job or got invited to a high-profile event, Mark was all smiles, eager to share the spotlight. He'd pose for photos at John's promotion party, basking in the glow. But when John needed a friend in dark times, Mark was nowhere to be found. It took years for John to see it. Mark's friendship was tied to status and gain. His kindness wasn't for John's sake, but to boost his own image. When John set boundaries, questioning Mark's absence in tough times, Mark played the victim, weaponizing past favors. Mark would bring up how he'd hosted John's birthday or helped with a move, implying John owed him loyalty no matter what. This is the trap of conditional support. Every favor has a hidden cost. They keep score, waiting to guilt you into submission when you step out of line. You start questioning if you can say no, given all they've done for you. They're quick to remind you of their past help when you push back. This toxic cycle turns you into their emotional servant, prioritizing their needs over your own boundaries just to keep the peace. You tell yourself you're being a good friend, but in truth, you're dodging their punishment, the cold shoulder, the silent withdrawal, the passive-aggressive guilt trips. Real friendship doesn't keep score. Healthy relationships have a natural give and take. Trusting balance will return over time. You don't need to prove your worth for their support. You don't earn their care by shrinking yourself or staying grateful. Conditional support hurts because it seems generous at first, until you see the price. It exploits your gratitude and good intentions, chaining you to their terms. Over time, you grow used to their inconsistency, hesitant to ask for help unless you're ready to pay in full. Stoics remind us, our peace must never be held hostage by others' whims. Marcus Aurelius said, each morning, consider it a privilege to live, think, enjoy, and love. That privilege includes giving and receiving love freely, without strings. When someone turns support into a bargaining chip, they violate that fundamental dignity. So, how do you respond? First, spot the pattern. Don't excuse their absence as busyness when it's consistent. If they vanish in your struggles, but bask in your wins, see it clearly. Second, don't trade your peace for their approval. You don't need to pay for friendship with emotional labor. Their withdrawal is their choice, not your failure. Don't let them guilt you into prioritizing their comfort. Third, set boundaries without apology. Limit what you share. Don't feel obligated to include them in your biggest moments if they haven't earned that trust. You can be polite, evenkind, without giving them access to your most vulnerable self. Most importantly, cultivate the Stoic resilience that frees you from needing external validation. When you no longer rely on their approval to feel worthy, their manipulations lose power. Become the friend you seek, steadfast, loyal, generous, without conditions. Recognizing conditional support doesn't make you cold, it makes you honest. It frees you from years of emotional servitude, restoring your right to ask for help without debt and to stand tall in your victories. If this resonates, comment yes below. Your voice matters. As we shift to the next topic, weaponizing information, we'll uncover a deeper betrayal when a trusted friend uses your secrets against you. This is one of the most painful forms of manipulation, and spotting it early is crucial to guarding your dignity and peace. Think about those moments when something truly great happens, a big contract signed, a dream home secured, or good health news after weeks of worry. Your instinct is to share with those closest to you, expecting them to celebrate, to affirm your worth. That's what friendship should be, a safe haven for your victories. But with a frenemy, you get the opposite. Instead of joy, you face dismissal. Instead of congratulations, you get critique. You share your new home, and they nitpick the neighborhood or warn about shady landlords. You brag about hitting a sales target, and they counter with a bigger win or remind you, numbers aren't everything. This isn't random, it's a deliberate tactic to dim your enthusiasm, to shrink your triumphs so they don't feel small by comparison. I recall a man I advised, thrilled to earn a hard-fought award after years of quiet grind. He shared the news with a friend, expecting pride, but got a forced smile and a comment that the award was mostly politics. Others, more deserving, were overlooked. He left feeling ashamed for even mentioning it. This is joy theft in its purest form, not clumsiness or oversight, but a calculated refusal to share your happiness. Your wins expose their stagnation or insecurities, and instead of facing that, they choose to manage you by dulling your shine. Psychologists call this joy theft, and it cuts deep because our milestones matter. We validate our progress through celebration, affirming, "This was worth it. I did well." When someone consistently denies that validation, it plants seeds of self-doubt. Over time, you grow cautious, tempering your good news with disclaimers, downplaying achievements before they're appreciated. Eventually, you might stop sharing altogether, choosing silence over the risk of being diminished. This isn't trivial. It erodes your sense of self. The Stoics remind us that others' reactions are beyond our control, but our response is ours to command. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The pain comes not just from their words, but from letting them define your worth. Recognize this truth. You can't change their insecurities, but you can refuse to let them judge your joy. Don't share your victories with those who've proven they won't cherish them. Seek out those who clap for you, who take pride in your growth without seeing it as their loss. If you must keep them in your life, work, family, mutual friends, manage the relationship with clear-eyed pragmatism. Don't let them near your most meaningful moments. Don't invite them into your inner circle where your best news breaks first. Protect your joy from their shame tactics. Take a hard look at yourself too. Have you ever struggled to celebrate someone else's win, felt that pang of envy that makes you point out flaws in their plan or highlight risks? The line between victim and perpetrator can blur if you're not honest. A true friend sets aside their own insecurities to honor another's moment. Real friends show up, cheering without conditions. They create space for your light to shine. Knowing joy isn't a finite resource to hoard. When you see someone can't or won't celebrate with you, it's not your job to fix them. Your duty is to protect your peace. Your responsibility is to guard your victories and share them with those who truly want you to succeed. You deserve to take pride in what you've built, to mark your milestones without apology. Anyone who tries to steal that shows you exactly who they are. As we wrap up this section, reflect on what you've learned. Spotting a frenemy isn't about distrusting everyone. It's about seeing the patterns that drain your spirit and rob your peace. In the next part, we'll explore how to set real boundaries and reclaim your space from these subtle saboteurs. If you've faced this kind of sabotage or struggled to celebrate your wins because of others' reactions, share your thoughts below. Let's name these toxic patterns together and build stronger, truer relationships. If you're nodding, feeling that knot in your chest as these signs hit home, know this: you're not overreacting. You're waking up. You're seeing the truth that's been sapping your energy for too long. It takes real courage to admit a trusted friend has undermined your peace, But that realization is a gift. It frees you from playing their role, from sacrificing your clarity for their chaos. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we control. You decide who enters your heart, your mind, your inner circle. Starting today, draw those lines. Say no to those who dim your joy or question your worth. Say yes to guarding your energy for those who truly see and celebrate you. That's not cruelty, it's freedom. You deserve relationships that are safe, honest, and uplifting. You deserve to share your wins without shame, to ask for help without debt, to be yourself without fear of sabotage. Don't let anyone make you small to soothe their own insecurities. If this video has opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Hit like, subscribe for more insights on building strong, healthy bonds, and share this with someone who needs it. Drop a comment below and tell me which sign hit you hardest. Let's talk about it. Your journey to calm, authentic, stoic relationships starts now. The man you'll become will thank you for every boundary you set today.